Good day. It's Ida, Master of Social Work in Private Practice. And I've done a series of guided meditations for emotional wellness for your kids from ages 4 to 18. And I've broken them down into four developmental stages. And they're topical based on what I'm seeing coming into my practice and what's going on in the world. So today I'm going to start the series of information on gender confusion, or what we call in these psychological realms gender dysphoria. And I'm going to start with the age group of 4 to 7 and what that looks like and how to define it. So let's get into what your 4 to 7 year old may be coming to you with, or maybe they're doing it with their peer group or teachers in sports. And let's define what that looks like in 4 to 7 year olds. So, gender confusion in children age 4 to 7 is a non clinical term describing a child's feeling that their internal gender identity does not match their assigned sex at birth. During this developmental window, children typically begin to rigidly categorize their own gender, and they may express distress or incongruence if their identity conflicts with their biological sex or social expectations. So, the key characteristics and diagnostic distinctions include a persistent incongruence. So, what that looks like is there's signs that may include consistently insisting that they are the opposite gender, rejecting toys or activities associated with their assigned sex, and expressing a strong desire to have the physical characteristics of another gender. And then the gender dysphoria part, where the incongruence causes significant emotional distress, anxiety, or impairment in social and academic functioning for at least 6 months. It may be diagnosed as gender dysphoria. And then the developmental context. While some children explore gender roles through play or temporary curiosity, persistent, insistent, and consistent expressions of a different gender identity are distinct from the typical developmental phases. And then distress versus identity. It's important to note that being transgender or gender nonconforming is not a mental health disorder. Gender dysphoria is specifically the distressing result from the mismatch between identity and assigned sex. And so this is interesting, right? Remember how I talked about posting all different kinds of data and opinions and doing my own research and coming to my own discernment? Where it says here, being transgender or gender non-conforming is not a mental health disorder, is not 100% accurate. There are camps in the psychological world that do see gender dysphoria as a mental health issue. And there are other camps, like the one that presented this information, that do not see it as a mental health disorder. You get to do your own research and you get to figure it out for yourself. So I'm just saying not to take everything with a grain of salt and do your own research. Your kids are depending on you to get this right for them, for yourself, and your family unit. Not what the government or the medical model of treatment says, but what is right for your own kid and your family unit. Anyway, I've created a guided meditation on kids and gender confusion for the ages of 4 to 7, and I'm going to put it in the comment section. I want to thank you for showing up for yourself, for your kids, and go gently with all of your precious selves. Bye for now.